everybody! Today is the last video in the making of my Lara Croft cosplay series. This is probably my favorite piece of the whole cosplay that I'm going to keep forever, which is the pickaxe. Now, part of me kind of feels like I cheated a little bit on this, but also not so much because it took so much work. Like more than I was expecting. Basically, I got a 3D printed kit and it came in a bunch of different pieces that had to all be sanded and primed and painted separately and then all put together. This piece also took the longest. I was pretty much working on this while I was working on everything else. Yeah, not a ton to say. I think I'm just gonna get into it because I have a lot to show you. So without further ado, here is the making of the Lara Croft pickaxe. So the first thing we did was glue the two pieces of the handle together that forms, you know, the main body piece of the pickaxe. Taylor helped me out with that just because, I don't know, he's good at that stuff. And this extension piece being glued on is where we eventually attach the handle pieces to. Okay, so we have the main part of the handle super glued together now. We put some of this green putty on the seal here because it helps to fill in this crack. I'm going to take some sandpaper and sand this off so it's not all lumpy. And then we're going to prime it with spray primer and then sand it down again. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a look at this little step. Yep, I've got it sanded about as much as I can get. So I don't know if you can tell, but there was a ridge around the middle where the two pieces connected. I was sanding off, well, sanding this like green stuff smooth, but I was also sanding this ridge down. I got it about, I don't know if you can tell, I got it as like flat as I could. So hopefully once we start priming and painting, you won't be able to notice that this wasn't just all one piece. Cool beans. Okay, so I have everything primed now. So what we have to do now, or what I have to do now is sand all of these pieces to get as smooth as I can get. You can kind of see there's a lot of really little lines in the plastic. So the whole thing is like that because all of these parts were 3D printed. However, the material is printed, it does it in layers. I need this all to be as smooth as possible so we can make it look realistic because pretty much all of this is supposed to look like it's made out of metal. And right now it is very obviously plastic. That's where we're at. Everything is primed. I'm gonna get sanding. I feel like this is gonna take me a very long time. I'm gonna get sanding. We'll see you in a bit. I am 2 little pieces in and I already want to quit. Sanding plastic sucks. And this is extra difficult because it's getting smoother, but I can still kind of feel some tiny grooves. My arms are burning. This is going to take forever. Now that I've done these and I'm struggling, okay, pray for me. Okay, so it is day 2 of sanding. I did all of these little ones last night. It took longer than I expected. These were hard because they're so small. You can't get the best grip on them. Now we're moving on to the big one. Then we're going to prime again, see if there's any more sanding we need to do, and go from there. Everything you'll see here is really just the first round of sanding that I did in all the pieces. This whole process took a long time. So basically we primed it all first, and then I sanded everything down as smooth as I could get it. We primed it again, then I sanded it again, and we primed it again, and I sanded it again. We did that all probably like 5 times. The reason why we wanted to prime it every time is because the primer was helping to fill in all those really small grooves. So basically, by repeating that process over and over, it was making sure all the cracks, as much of the cracks were filled in as we could get in, so that when everything was painted, you couldn't tell that these weren't originally smooth pieces, or in the end goal to try to make them look a little more metal-like. This is the first layer of paint that Taylor did with his airbrush. The airbrush was great to use for this because it gives whatever you're painting a really smooth, even coat. So here he's painting all the quote-unquote metal pieces with silver paint, which is like the main blade of the pickaxe, little hooks, and all the, I don't know, grapply pieces. I don't know what all the parts are called. So yeah, this was just the first coat. He did at least 2 coats on everything. And unfortunately, I didn't get the first coat of the red, so I got some video of him doing the second coat. It's a little hard to see. We can kind of see where the paint's going on. finished product. So as you may have noticed, I did not include the video of all the detail work I added on this, which I'm about to show you. I realized in the middle of filming that I had pretty much been out of shot the whole time because I was doing it on like our little coffee table and had like kind of a jank rig set up in our living room. So yeah, that video didn't work out, but I will try to show you what I did. As you saw in the video, my boyfriend went over all the main pieces with his airbrush and painted everything the main color. So obviously the black handle, all the little metal pieces he made all silver, and obviously the beautiful red handle. So he did all that with airbrush, and that is in that last picture I showed you where it's just all fresh and clean looking. Obviously it's gotta look dirty because it's been jabbed in some mountains. So what I did to make this look dirty, this is all paint. No eyeshadow was used on this like everything else. Basically I had some brown paint. I want to say enamel paint. It's a specific kind of paint because my tailor coated this, or like finished it with like a glossy finish, and if you paint on this finish with just like acrylic paint, it just like beads and runs right off. It doesn't stick at all. So I had to use a specific type of paint for that. Basically what I did is I just thinned it down, used a little bit of paint thinner, and that made it look a little more watery, so I wasn't just putting like straight up brown stripes all over this. So I took some makeup sponges and I dipped in the thin paint and I just streaked it all over the whole handle. I did the same thing on the blade thing and this part and the little hooky on the bottom. I also went in and I painted the spots that are supposed to be like the nuts, and these back ones too, so it looks like there's like little screws and nuts in there, whatever. And then for the handle, I just left that flat black, but as you can see, I took some thin like medical tape and just wrapped it around. Didn't have to do glue or anything. You can't really see it now because it's worn off after holding this for a full day at the convention. I actually went over the whole bandage with brown and black paint too to make this look all dirty. So it still looks kind of dirty, but it's definitely rubbed off a lot from initially. So yeah, that's what you didn't get to see. But yeah, this thing is so cool. The guy I bought this from, I found him on Etsy. He's called Treywick Designs. He makes these, but he makes a ton of other guns from different movies and games. He's made several lightsabers. Obviously, they're all kits that you buy it, and there's files for you to download how to make it and stuff. Just know that if you want to get it as smooth and shiny as this, you're gonna have to sand the heck out of it. I don't have anything else to say about that. This concludes all my Lara Croft videos, so if you've been tired of seeing me posting about this, I'm done. Feel free to follow me on all social media at its_justcaitlin, or on Facebook at It's Just Caitlin. I have posted a ton of pictures of me at the convention if you haven't seen those yet, and obviously playlist on my channel of all the videos of the making of everything in my cosplay. Yep, we're done. I don't know what else to say, so I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!